Doesn't work, but I'm not checking with my phone. Looks like there's 4 people on. But it's showing a black screen. Let's see. An error. Stream. Camera, we got that. But stream. Okay, I think it's working.
Mine's frozen, I'll just close out.
It's frozen. Yeah, it seems to want to keep freezing up on me.
You're late. Last second too.
up runners. Just that easy.
For the suplex.
Try it. I'll
No. Oh, you're on. I can see you.
take you down.
All right.
Dad's on. Here we go. I'll check Facebook in case of people needing anything.
Can you see the comments on your phone?
No, it just looks like this.
I can.
Can you get yours up next and just set it there? I want to just make sure that if people are saying something, I can see what they're saying.
Hi guys, we'll get started in a sec. I'll check Facebook for questions.
Can you get yours up next and just set it there?
Hi guys, we'll get started in a sec. Oh, that's a lag.
About a minute.
Hi, guy.
We should start some warm-ups next.
Is it coming through okay?
Yep.
All right.
I don't know who's on.
Okay. Yeah, we got some people on, I think.
Nice.
All right, guys. Looks like, who do we got? Son of Jarrell. What's up, man? Dave Rich, yeah. I'm not sure who is Scarl 4334. I'm sure that I know who you are, but I don't know your screen name. Roxanne, hope your whole family's here and doing good. Hey, Eric. Nice to have you aboard. Matt wants one of the Bloodsport rash guards. I'll see what I can do for you. All right. I hope this works out okay, guys. I have to use some software to do the streaming now, and I'm not familiar with it, so I'll do a little bit of digging on it so that if things... Oh, hey, Baird. What's up, man? Nice to see you. So... I think what we're going to do today is, do a little bit of no-gi. Want to go through a couple techniques, some that we've already done, but want to go through some, maybe a Darce and an Anaconda, talk about the differences and how to finish them. And then maybe we'll do a gi technique, and hopefully you have somebody there that you can work with. If not, then maybe this will be a good mental preparation, or you can kind of run through the motion without a person, and we'll go from there. Okay, so hopefully everybody's been warming up a little bit and is ready to go. If you're here and you're watching, you haven't put anything on the chat, just at least put your name there. And thanks for joining us. Yeah, there's Colorado Ken. You're gonna Darce Cole. Awesome. So it is almost. We'll wait for a couple more minutes. It's 8 after right now. I know there's a little bit of a lag. You'll probably see some cats walking through the screen, which is cool. Yeah, Dave Rich, I know you got that grappling dummy. Well, I think you'll be able to do some things with it. Yeah.
Don't call Dave a dummy.
Definitely. You can Darce it an anaconda the heck out of it. It'll be awesome. If you guys get some pictures, and post them up on the group page, that'd be sweet too. So let me know if you like this. If you want me to try to show something, if I know, I'll definitely show it. If I don't know, I'll do some research and get some answers, and we'll go through it together and learn together. Yeah, so I miss you guys. I wish everybody was here, or we were all over at the gym right now, but circumstances are not letting us do that, and so we gotta try to do what we can to be good citizens, and hopefully this will all be over soon, and we'll be able to get back together. I appreciate everybody's support. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's get started. So it's 10 after, so let's get going. So let's start with a little bit of warm up, and we'll just start with a person in our guard or a dummy. You have a dummy. We're just gonna start here, and we're gonna work into our hip bump. And so we're gonna do our no-gi hip bump. We're gonna scissor our legs here. So like I'm scissoring my legs, my feet are going in the same direction, just like I'm gonna do a scissor sweep, but instead of the knee in front of the chest, it's here, and I'm pinching his body here. I'm gonna come up on my elbow, up on my hand, and then push. I know most of you guys already know this. So we make this scissor motion up. So we're staying tight with their body and not opening up wide with our legs. We're staying tight. Even if we don't get this full scissor action going on, we're still going to kind of stay tight on the body. So I'm pinching his body with my knees. I'm coming up. I'm going to push my hips into him. I want to drive him back with my hips. I'm not trying to push him with my upper body. Okay? A lot of times I see people going and like pushing with their shoulder, and that doesn't move the body. We want this to be a push with the hips and then a twist. So even without the arm over, which keeps them close, we're pushing with the hips. Almost like I'm coming up, I'm posting on my arm, pushing with the hip. Let me jump in and do a couple, guys. So keep going back and forth with that, and get a good maybe sweat going. At least get your heart rate up. So you're almost like driving your hips into them. So try to post and like really drive your hips that way. Now push up your hips. Okay, why don't you guys switch? If you don't have a partner, just come up. Try to drive forward with your hips. Yeah. Boom. Forward with your hips. Try to do it. If you have a partner, try to do it without even putting your arm over top of their shoulder. So, did you get that shot, Jane?
Okay.
So you're almost making this happen without having to put your arm over the shoulder. Yep. There you go. Good. Okay. All right, everybody's warmed up now. So today I want to work on some darts, some anaconda. Work on the differences of them and how to finish each one of them, because it's a little bit of a different finish. Even though you can finish them in the same way, there's some parts of it that is a little bit different in the actual mechanics of it. Okay, so let's start with a partner down, maybe on the all fours. Here, all fours. Switch. Okay, not that. Right there. Okay, so down. Okay, so for my darce, I'm going to take my hand that's closest to his hips, and I want it to come under his armpit and then through the far side of his head. Okay. If I have long arms, it's very easy for me to do this. Turn about 6 inches right there. Okay. It's very easy if I have long arms to get my arms through. Okay. But if I have somebody that's bigger, right, they're wider in their shoulders, or maybe I have shorter arms, I need to really get to a good position. So I'm going to drop my shoulder down. Okay, so I'm going to step out with my foot. I'm going to drop my shoulder down to the armpit, and then my arm comes through. Okay, so I'm not only making it so my arm can come through, I'm also staying very tight with my partner. Okay. So here and through. So my arm is up. When I first go over, I almost always cup the back of their neck so they can't lift their head up. Okay. Then my free arm comes through over the head, and I'm going to open up my hand and catch my arm. And right here. Okay. So up right there, and then we're going to just dump them forward onto their hip, right there. And now we're going to go for the finish, okay? So I know a lot of people can finish this in many different ways, but what I like to do is I like to put pressure right here on his shoulder. See, I have him up straight off the ground. I don't want to, if I have him flat on his back, I want to lift him up. So if he goes flat on his back, okay, I want to lift him up so that he's on his side, and I'm going to keep my arms locked in here, and I'm going to walk so that I'm perpendicular with his body. Once I'm perpendicular with his body, it's almost like I'm going to do a sprawl. So I'm going to drop my feet back, my hips are down to here, and then I'm going to just kind of tighten it up like I'm a snake. So maybe we're in this top position, we move around to the side, drop our shoulder down, almost bring my ear right to his back, drive through, then I'm going to catch my arm with this hand. here, and then I'm going to use my elbow to help drive him over. If he goes all the way to his back, all right, I got to pull him back up onto his side. If I'm up at the top, I'm going to move so that I'm perpendicular with him. Then I'm going to drop my weight down and squeeze like a snake. Okay. As with mini chokes, it's not about how strong you can squeeze, it's about how much of a constant pressure you can put on their neck and their vascular system. Okay? So let's do a couple where we go drive down, catch the arm. Okay, we're gonna readjust our position. Drive it down. Let them come back up on their knees. And then we're gonna go to the other side. The knee goes down, my other foot comes up. Drop my shoulder down. Arm comes up. Catch the arm. Drive them forward. And then work my way around so that I'm perpendicular with him. And then I sprawl down. Nice tight finish. Okay, he comes back up. Okay. Come up to the top. Okay, so you can go back and forth. Remember, we're not rolling them all the way to their back. Okay, we're bringing them up on their side, up and down, finishing. Come up. Okay, let me get some in. Just be gentle with your partner. You don't need to get the tap every single time. Just move through on it. I'll check and see if anybody checked in here. So 90 degrees. Yep. And hips go down. Okay. All right. So we just did the darce, okay, which is the choking arm is against their neck. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do an anaconda, which instead of going under the arm, I'm going under the neck to the far shoulder. Okay. So instead of being here, I'm here. Okay. I know this is kind of a weird position right now, but I'm trying to demonstrate that instead of being here, we're here. Okay. So we're going to turn like right here. Okay. So the anaconda is usually more of a front-on straight on to the body entry versus an entry from the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to push the head down. We're going to come through and grab to the back of the arm. Okay? And then we're going to make that same transition onto our bicep. So we're going to catch our arm right on the bicep as we come through. So here, I'm staying nice and tight, and I'm grabbing through. Okay? This way just a little bit. Okay. So for my anaconda, I'm going to roll to the side that I'm grabbing up on here. I'm going to roll them all the way over here so that now his back is on the mat, okay? And I'm kind of up on my side, all right? So for me to finish this anaconda, let's scooch. There you go. For me to finish this anaconda, I need to put pressure on his neck with my arm and on his neck with his shoulder, okay? The best way to do that is to start bringing his head forward. So what we do is we walk towards them, and even if they come up on their side, it's okay. See what I'm doing with his head? I'm moving his head down towards his body, okay? Down towards his body, all right? Sometimes even the person will start, you bring your feet here, the person will come up and they'll grab your legs, which is even better, okay? Because when they grab your legs, that means that as you pull your legs, their head goes down into the choke, okay? So they have the arm across, and their head is going down into that, which is, it's cutting off the blood and starting to cut off some of the oxygen. So when we do our anaconda, we're here, we go next to the head first, then under the arm, okay? We're keeping it nice and tight. We don't want them to come out of here. I'm going to catch, and now I'm going to roll onto this side, and I'm going to roll them right over the top of me. And come up right here, okay? Then I'm going to start walking towards his legs. If they stay flat on their back, it'll be a very fast choke. Usually people come up on their side because they don't want you to, they don't want that sideways pressure on their neck. So they come up, you just keep on walking, keep on walking to get the tap. And if they feel like you put your foot here, they reach up over with their leg and grab it. Now we grab and we pull our knees to our arms to finish it. So one more time, how's your neck okay?
I want to do it on this so you can see it.
Yeah, want to watch? I'm off. Okay, so we're in a front starting position here. We're gonna go next side to the arm. I like to just grab right up at the top of the shoulder. Lock in. Okay. If you feel more comfortable doing it like this, it's okay with a gable grip. You have to adjust once you get onto your back. I like to go right here, and then he comes in. All the way through, let's scooch back. There we go, stay in the camera. So, now I'm right here, I'm locked in, I'm gonna start walking towards her legs. Okay, if I get there, and I'll put my foot up and let her grab it, come over the top, hold the legs, and give a good squeeze just like you're doing a rear naked choke. Okay? So you guys want to give that a shot? Check up.
Way over here.
Yep, you go through with your right arm all the way through. There you go. tuck your head over. Yep.
Did you want to do it to the left side? Your lefty?
Hey, Joe Lisk. How's it going, man? Nice to see you.
Hi, Joe. Is it okay if I do one?
Catch your arm.
Where's this one go? Here?
That one. Open up your hand that's coming through. Now grab your bicep. There you go. Goes down, all the way through, all the way over. Good. Keep your head down. So stay kind of on your back and on your side. There you go. Now walk towards his feet. There you go. One more. Go ahead and do one more. Awesome. Okay, so our basics are that if we're on the side, we may start in the front. If we go on the side, we drop our shoulder down, come up into our darts. We're going to drop them over, get 90 degrees with them, drop our hips down, and squeeze nice and tight with our arms and finish the choke. And if we go to our anaconda, okay, it's instead of on the side, it's more front. Lock in. When you go to turn, you'll slide a little bit, and that's okay. Here. All the way over the top. Okay. And then even if they stay on their back, you start walking towards them, walking towards them, walking towards them. Even grab their leg to finish it up. Okay? So there's our difference between our darts or anaconda. It's very, very easy to get confused with that, but once you understand, here comes our other cat. They never bother us until we're doing this, and then they want to be around the whole time. But you guys all know about that. So, let me know if you have any questions. Just type them in if you got any questions, want to see something different there. Any tips, setups on hand, fighting from this position. So you're talking about if you're in, somebody's starting to do that to you. Setups on hand, fighting from this position. So I think what you're asking is the defensive side. And I'll show that, and then if you were meaning something else, just type it in, and I'll come back to this in a minute. Okay? So first thing that I do when I feel that somebody is going into this is I start to fight on the hands, and I try to back right out. Okay? So if I'm down here, first of all, I'm fighting the hands already. But if I start to feel him come in, right, I'm going to start to post up and pull my head out. The worst thing I can do is stay into that position and allow them to adjust into a better finishing position. So if I'm down here for whatever reason, maybe I was starting to go for a single leg, and I feel them do that, my free hand is no longer fighting the single, okay? Now I'm fighting the choke, just like any other choke. I'm getting my hands up in there. I'm trying to keep him from going into the choke, and I'm pushing the arm up over top of my head. Okay? This is the same for both the darts and the anaconda. You have to fight the arms and then back up out of the way. Now, as far as once somebody has you in that position, you're already pretty deep into it. So being able to really prevent it and have a counter is pretty difficult. All right, but what I try to do, if somebody goes into like a darce on me, go right into the darce, right here. Okay, so we're right here, right? So he wants to get into a 90-degree angle to start to like crush me down, right? So come on up. Okay. So what I do is I bring this arm that's trapped and I try to widen up and I go flat on my back, because remember, it's easiest to finish when you're on your side. Okay? So I'm grabbing up just like before, and I'm bringing my arm down, armpit down. And now I'm fighting the position by making myself wide and making it hard for him to cinch up his arms. Okay? Sometimes they'll still finish it here, right? But usually, if I can hold this out, he's going to get tired before I'm going to get tired on this. Okay, so I'm staying down here, and as soon as I start to feel it open up, right, I'm moving my body away. Maybe I've even given up a bottom position in order to get myself out of the choke. So you have to deal with the most dangerous part before focusing on, maybe getting completely freed. So we're fighting with the hands. We're pushing them away from our head, okay? And then we're making our body wide in order to keep them from, maybe if they don't have super long arms, maybe to keep them from even getting to here. But that wideness kind of keep pulling down to get their arms up off of your neck and maybe bringing them down here. I'll check the messages and see if that's what you meant.
I'm trying to get them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that question. So I'm going to let those guys do a couple of practices here. But yeah, so what you're asking is actually if somebody is resisting that position, some of the things that you can do. So I have a couple of things that I do. So we'll go through that here in a minute. You guys good? No? Okay. All right. So if they start resisting the position, it depends on what they're doing. But like say I got Max here and I'm starting into my darce choke here, right? If he immediately comes up and out of it, then there's not a whole lot I can do. But what I can do is I can start by pressing down on the head and then capturing my hands. Maybe I can't get to this right away, but I can get to here right away a lot of times. Okay? And I can switch between my darce and my anaconda, right? It changes sides. So I'm in a darce here, but if I take an S grip and I go through, now I'm in an anaconda on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do it from here. So if I'm trying my darce right here and he's fighting it, I can make that S grip and come through and get to my anaconda and go right into my anaconda. Okay, so you can switch between the two, and you can even switch into a guillotine between them as well. So you control the head is good. From them posturing right up out of this, because sometimes people just posture right up out of it. The other thing is a lot of times people have a hard time finishing the darce. So once I get him over, this way. So if he starts to do that thing where he's bringing his elbow to his body to make himself wide, right? I can still start to apply this choke, what I'm gonna do is instead of just sinking down, I'm actually gonna move my body. I'm gonna kind of roll it up to his head here. And that's gonna bring his arm from down here back up, and then I can reposition by moving my chest back up over his arm and right back up into the Darce choke. So I start to come here, and I even come down on my hips sometimes. I can't stay here for very long. I'm just trying to bring his arm back through, and then I'm gonna step up and over it and go into my finish. Okay? Is there any other specific things that you're talking about for defenses? Write them on in there. Dave, Rich, anything different to think about with these two chokes while in a gi? Yeah, I do them from the gi as well, and the biggest issue that I have with the gi is that it's stickier. So you have to give. So if you're used to being real close to the person here and dropping down and getting right into your choke, trying to drop down while touching them in the gi is difficult. So you have to give yourself a little bit of space and maybe move like just a fraction of an inch away from them, so it gives you the ability to really move around their body. Okay, so in the no gi, you're a little bit more slippery, so you can kind of just slide it in there. In the gi, you get stuck, so you have to maybe get a slight amount of separation. But I still like both of them. I like the Darce better than the Anaconda. I find it more successful for me, but that's just me. You may be more inclined to do Anaconda. Your body type lends itself to that. So, but yeah, it's the stickier. And I'll show you once we put the gi on. I'll show you a variation finish for the Darce with the gi. It's pretty cool. So, all right, cool, great questions, guys. Thanks for asking them. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself, but I know you guys are watching. But I like getting the questions. Okay, so that's pretty good. We've gone 40 minutes already, 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put my gi on. We'll do that variation, and then I wanted to work something in the gi that's maybe a little different than what we're used to doing because it's kind of a different time right now. So I'm gonna go put my gi top on. I'll be right back. Get some water if you need to. Take a quick break.
We tired about time belt.
Okay, let me know when you guys are all back. Just check in. We'll get going.
They might have a minute delay.
Yeah, Max needs a water break. Yeah, he's upstairs getting a water break. So I might have a sip of coffee. Get my partners with breath. good, Max?
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So let's do this little Darce variation that's kind of cool. I know Dave Rich, you'll like this one because you like the Ezekiel so much. So sometimes when you're doing this Darce choke and somebody has their gi on, it's kind of sticky and it's hard. It's maybe hard to get your hand through or get up here, and you kind of have a hard time finishing it because maybe you don't have your hand quite as far through because of the stickiness and the extra material, right? Even right now when I'm doing this with Max, I can feel that it's harder for me to get my hand through. So I can do two things depending on, right now my sleeves feel a little bit short right now, but I find which one I can. So if I can get to this sleeve, instead of going to here, I'm just going to go to the sleeve, okay? I can grab inside my own sleeve here, right? When I get through there, then I just drive my hand down into the choke. What happens more often is I can get this top sleeve, okay? So I'm going to come through, I'm going to go into the top sleeve, and sometimes I can just finish it here, and sometimes you can go into this Ezekiel type of position, okay, and finish it from there. So I come through, and right here, right. Sometimes I can just finish. Here, come this way, Max. Okay, so you guys can see this. So I'm going to grab right here, and I'm just going to pull it in, and I'm going to finish the same way that I normally would. Okay? If you're starting to finish this and you're having a hard time, again, we can kind of roll up towards their head to pull our arms into the side of their neck. Okay? If you have very good flexibility, lead with your pinky. Turn your hand like this and actually come over and into an Ezekiel. You can see it move pretty quickly. So it's a pretty good choke, wasn't it? Okay, so it's an Ezekiel choke from this Darce position. So we turn our hand and we lead with our pinky and then down the neck. Okay, so we're here. We come over. We lead with our pinky and then we go down the neck and right into an Ezekiel choke, but from a Darce position. Super tight. Super tight. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Everybody good with that? Anybody have any questions? Go ahead and type them in. Dave Rich, did you see that? Let me know if you saw it. I'll have to wait here for 30 seconds or a minute. Let me know if you saw it. If you didn't, I'll show it again, okay? This. Yep. So you go into your get to the side position and then do it. You want me to show? I'll show again anyway. I'm gonna show it one more time so Max can see it. So, James,
There you'll be able to see his hands.
so here we are. Boom. Right? I drop them to the side. This way, right there. Okay, so I go into the gi here, right? And I might be able to just now put my hand on the back. So instead of grabbing to here, I just go up to the back, and then I finish in this position. Okay, but I can take it to an Ezekiel position by moving my pinky in, right, and then down the side of the neck. Okay. Shot.
Max is left-handed, so
Yeah.
You grab it?
No. go do all the same things until the very end. There you go. So adjust. Okay. Grab your hands through. Yep. Here, just like you're going to do in Ezekiel. Okay, cutter. Yep. Good. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. Nice. All right. Glad you saw it, Dave. Glad you liked it. Okay. So we're going to do something slightly different. I want to just do a work a knee bar and work a setup to it. It'll be kind of like a half X slash spider sweep into a knee bar. So it's going to sound like very complicated, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So let's talk about the knee bar first, okay? So whenever I'm doing a knee bar, if I get the leg extended, I just sit on it. I just sit there with the leg extended, and I allow the person to tap. I never want somebody to go home with an injured leg. So when I'm doing knee bars, I'm very careful to try to take care of the partner, and I would rather let go of the submission and have them walk away than to stay locked in on the submission and hurt them and then not have a training partner. So I think everybody here knows that already, but just kind of words of advice for preserving your partners. Okay, so let's talk about the knee bar and how it works. And we'll start in a position that's going to be kind of down the line from the sweep. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start into this reverse. Come out, everybody. So we're almost going to start in kind of this reverse casa position right here. Okay, and what I like to do is take my inside foot and go to the far leg, and then my outside foot comes over so that I'm pinching his leg. Okay, and one thing that it's almost like this kind of saddle honeypot position, right? So one thing that I always did that never worked, and it took me a long time and asking a bunch of people to figure this out, is I would try to pull the leg up here, right? But that's very difficult because people are good at keeping their leg from going up there, okay? So William Vincent showed me this. He said, don't pull the leg that way. Go down into the leg here, okay? Then the next thing is that for him to roll out of this, he really needs to turn his leg this way and then start to roll to his stomach. Okay? So we're not going to do, when we do this, okay, first of all, we're pinching tight just like if we were doing an arm bar. Okay? We're pinching with our legs, right? And we're pulling our heels in to cinch up the position. His knee needs to be up above my hips, right? If he's taken this foot and he's pushed me and he escapes his knee past my hips, then he's out, okay? So I want to make sure that while I'm doing this, that I'm staying nice and tight with him, okay? The second thing is that, like, even if you're just messing around with this, it's going to be very, very easy to try to go. If you're not doing this, and I did this for a long time, I'm going to try to go to my toe hold. But look what happens. When I go for my toe hold, he turns, and he's out of this position. So instead of going like this to finish it, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move his leg. I'm going to pull his toe towards my bottom shoulder. Okay, so I'm just going to come over. Instead of going over like this, I'm going to come up the opposite way. He's already tapping because it's putting him right into the knee bar. Right, Max? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it goes in very quickly. So my setup and my position is extremely important, and my control is extremely important. If I have somebody right here, I'm just going to hold him, right? And if he doesn't tap, then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to start to work towards my sweep instead, okay? Because it's not worth injuring my partner just to get a knee bar and get a tap in practice. Nobody cares if you get a tap in practice, right? Position is very important. So let's go through it one more time. So we're going to start into this reverse kesagatami, or this reverse position here. People end up in this all the time, right? Right here. So if let's go down this way a little bit next. So maybe I'm here, I'm trying to pass, right? Right, I'm trying my knee slide pass. I'm going to open this up, take my back step, and I end up in this position right here. So when I want the knee bar, so he'll probably be protecting this a little bit at least, okay? I'm going to sit up on top of him here, and I'm going to grab his other foot and pull it. And sit down towards it, okay? So I don't know if you guys can see. Back up a little bit, Max. Sorry, we're in limited space here. So we extend the leg out, and then we push the pinky toe towards the floor, right? I'm grabbing with my heels, pinching with my knees, okay? And then to start, reconnect successful, okay. It's probably the connection service between the program and
Next, how do you get to where you can see the chat things?
Just restarted it. Let's see if that helps. All right, see if you guys can see it now. I restarted the thing. Yeah, it says there's 7 people now, so hope you guys will be able to see this still. So, yeah.
Okay, everybody. Alright, they said it's back.
Okay.
Said he wants to see it again.
Okay, all right, guys. I'll show it again. We're gonna show the knee bar again. Yeah, you're back. All right, cool. All right, guys. 4 fingers inside the sleeve, right? Oh, okay. Joe, for the darce, yeah. I'll try to get that out to you. YouTube is not receiving. I think we're having some problems with YouTube, maybe.
You want me to see if Jada's using old bandwidth?
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's YouTube is just. 301 receiving enough. YouTube is not receiving enough. Something. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Yeah, if she's doing something, just have her stop doing it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this working. Should have plenty of bandwidth to do this. It looks like it might be working now again. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Turn up my Wi-Fi. I went direct to the network just to kind of looks like it's okay. Now hopefully we're gonna be good.
We have more people than that at kids class, so I don't think it's the number of people joining.
No, it's probably this program. It looks like we got 4 people on right now. Okay. It looks like more people are getting in. Okay.
I'll put you on guard.
Okay, guys. All right, so yeah. Let's try it. Let's do this darts finish one more time, and then we're gonna go back into the leg. So okay, so Joe, what we're doing is like it's like a Ezekiel. Okay. A lot of people like to go fingers in or 3 fingers in, and some people do actually just a thumb in because it makes it a little bit looser, but depending on how some people's wrists aren't very flexible, so you can choose how you do it. But we go into this darce here, right, and we maybe do a bolt cutter, or even we're in here, we're just knocking them down, okay, and we're repositioning, and it's hard sometimes to get to here. A lot of times what happens to me is I only get to here like a short arm, and sometimes I can finish it from here, but it's usually pretty hard to finish it, just grabbing onto your forearm. You can, but sometimes it's very difficult. So you go into the gi here, okay? Either thumb in, some fingers in, okay? Or all 4 fingers in. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's kind of hard for me to see on the screen. All right, and then we're going to go to an Ezekiel position. So we're going to twist our pinky in. So we're rotating our pinky in order to make this happen, okay? Don't just try to move your hand. So rotate your pinky and slide it down there, and goes right next to the side of the neck. Let's see. Let's come up all the way up. Sit on it. Slide. Okay. So it goes through and then down. Okay. So let's see if I can do this. So we're here, there. We're driving the pinky over, okay, here, and then down the neck, and right into our Ezekiel type of position. All right, so that's the sleeve finish for the darce. Okay, so onto knee bar. So let's go ahead and just finish it one more time, and then we'll do the sweep into it, and then we'll call it good. Okay, guys. So I'm kind of in this honey hole position, honey pot position. I don't know. I want to go, or even like from here. This is where I'm getting it. Okay. So the person's usually on their back because I've sat to here, right? And then I want to extend out and then come up underneath the heel to pull, right? If he's keeping that leg down, pull the top leg, okay? And then we're pinching. Hi, Katie. we're pinching the leg. We're curling our legs, all right? And then to finish, we're coming up and we're pushing the little toe to the floor, okay? So instead of, a lot of times we go here and take the control off of there and allow them to roll, we're actually putting them into a roll to get out, okay? So we want to prevent them from rolling that way. So from here, we go big toe, and then just push the big toe to the floor. All right, and then you'll be right into the knee bar. If you need to, at that point, you can start to straighten and into the finish. Okay, so you're gonna have to move, Kitty. All right, so we're gonna do something that will put you into that position from open guard, kind of like your X guard position. Okay, guys. So start standing. So I think here. So we're into this X guard position right here. Okay, and then let's back up that way. Slightly different than what we did the other day. So we're here, and so he's gonna be trying to push my foot down here. Okay. And this is it's okay. I gotta bring my hips off the floor to keep him from just pushing the hips, right? If they come down, I come right back up, and this time I'm gonna grab the sleeve, okay? So from here, my leg that was in between the legs is now gonna kick up into the armpit here, okay? And now I can kind of let go of this this solid X position. I want him to come up and over here, and right into my knee bar position. Okay, so I'm holding onto his sleeve. I have to let it go, and then right into my knee bar. Nice pinch, and into the finish. Yeah, she's usually running away. Now she's staying. Okay. So, yep. So here, right? Maybe I can just grab the sleeve right away, because I don't want him necessarily pushing this leg off. You know, that makes it start to go to a whole bunch of other things. So for this one, I'm just gonna grab up on his sleeve as soon as he reaches up there, like this. Okay. Then my leg comes out and goes into the armpit, and I want to open him up and start to lift my hip up. Okay, bring him forward. I'm just kind of making this roll from here, and then I'm into my knee bar position. Again, I push down on the top of the foot and into my finish. So one more time. Here. Hips come up, I'm moving around. Reach up, I get the sleeve. All right. So we're coming in here, extending him. Remember, foot goes towards the floor, not away from the floor. Okay. When I'm going for the sweep, I'm really extending him out this way. Okay, so one more time. So go to this X guard position. Here, he's pushing down. Right, he's trying to take that off of there. Right. So kicking up. That should be a pretty good start for a sweep series, from being on the bottom and then getting into that leg lock. Okay, so I check the check the messages and see if we got anything.
You're lucky. That's easy. Okay. Is this right?
Yeah, let me see how he did it. So roll out that one next. Oh, no. Can you show it once?
So you're watching?
Yeah, okay. Grab here. So, it's okay. So I gotta pull her a little bit this way so she doesn't land on the outside shoulder. So, okay, all right. So,
It's me. It's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
It's not Matt.
yeah.
Okay.
You're falling flat on your face.
Well, that's my MO.
Here, man. That's okay.
She felt kind of weird.
So here, there, okay. So come here, right. Yeah. So down there, right. So here. Driving in. You gotta push your hips towards me. Okay. Start looking down. There you go. So here, okay, now drive this arm down with your foot. There you go. Drop your hips back. Yep. So get this shoulder on the floor. There you go. Push. That's it. Make sure you finish your legs. You have to kind of direct them down. So here. Ooh. Okay. So come on back. So I'm kind of directing him out and then tucking his arm up underneath. So we can work on a couple of different sweeps into that position. That one may actually be a harder one than some of the other ones, but you gotta start somewhere. So we go from there. Jane, you want to come out and try?
Yeah.
Okay, come on out and try. You come and do it with me.
I just need a little stretch.
Yeah. So when I'm going down,
Yeah.
right, I want you to push my arm so I roll over the shoulder.
With my hand.
Yep. So here, grab that. Good. Bring this through. Okay. Out.
Is it
So
armpit or
It's
back of the arm?
It's arm. Yeah.
Okay, either way?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
I'm going to
here.
go here and punch you through.
Yep. Now you're gonna drive your hips back up my body. There you go. So this leg has to kind of come
Stand up.
here.
Shoulder down.
Yep. Push my foot
Pinky
towards
down.
the floor.
Okay, I'm just trying to be careful because I'm new at it.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. You guys want to do it a couple times each? There you go.
You going righty? You're ambidextrous.
There you go. Drop your hips back. Good. Yep. So push your toes with your left hand to the floor. Yep. There you go. Yep. Much better.
Okay.
So a lot of it has to do with the when you're doing this sweep to get into that arm bar or the knee bar, you want to push the hand through. So go ahead and do it one more time. So to finish the sweep and end up in this position, you want to make sure and push their hand through. Right? So you guys are going to go into the wall there. So you might need to scooch out a little bit. There you go. So open out. So open out this way. Yeah. And then she's going to push this hand through in order to roll him. Slide your hips back up to his hips. There you go. Yeah. This shoulder needs to be on the floor here. There you go. Good. All right. Okay, guys. I'll hang out here for a minute. If you want to see anything else or go through that a little bit more, we can do that. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully I get those ironed out so that our next one we won't have that so much.
What?
Tap to the forehead.
Let these guys roll. I know everybody's itching to roll. Everybody wants to roll. We're fortunate that we have 4 people living here that all do jiu-jitsu. Can I do a back spin, like a breakdance back spin, like on the mats? I used to be able to. If that's what you're asking, I can probably try it again.
You need a piece of cardboard?
If you're thinking about a back spin into the sweep, yeah, I think you can do that too.
I'm just stepping on you. I've conquered you.
I'm not going to sweep you because this surface is so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a backspin, like a breakdance backspin. Is that what you're asking, Matthew? Let me get some music going.
Are you going to show us something? Did you lose?
Oh, I'm waiting for him to answer.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. A breakdance backspin. Yeah. Let me see if I can do something. Can you guys move the mats back into the center?
Very good, I will.
Yeah.
Run the excess.
All right.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Put your toes on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Your toes are on that.
I know. Just barely. All right.
You really need the carpets to come together. Can you push the carpet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, disconnected.
I said move.
No, not overlapping. Not overlapping. Oh, no, that's fine. Keep pushing. It's just air.